Hi, how is everybody doing out there? All of the star seeds and the children of light. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everyone had a wonderful week. So today, we're gonna cover quite a few topics. So it's probably gonna be a long video, maybe half hour, maybe more. So the first topic um, is going to be regarding this month because there are a lot of different things going on this month, like astrologically. And I was listening to Joni Patry. She is a Vedic astrologer. I mean, we have, you probably already know there's one full moon that we had August 1st, which was a super moon, and then we're going to have another full moon at the end of the month on the 31st. So, and then in addition to that, we have the Lionsgate portal on the 8th. So there are a lot of things going on, and even like astrologically, there are a lot of things, retrograde planets, which, I'm not really, and I'm not an expert in astrology, but I do know a few things. I have studied a little bit, so I do know a little bit. But what she did say, what Joni Patry did say is that, yeah, there's going to be a lot going on, a lot of things heating up this month. And then she also mentioned the last full moon on the 31st is going to be 29 degrees of Cancer. And she said that is significant because there could be floods. It indicates water. So, there could be hurricanes. And who knows, that could affect the power grid. So it's like hurricane season, I guess. Um, so I wanted to focus on that. And also, she said to raise your vibration, raise your consciousness, take care of your immune system. Because she also said something about there could be some kind of illness that could happen in September. So I'm just like, like, because I'm sending my daughter back to school. So I'm just like, homeschooled her for 2 years. So I'm kind of, I'm like sort of happy about it because she needs the interaction, she needs to socialize. But at the same time, I'm not happy about it because I'm not happy with the school system, with the public school system. So yeah, I want to do a question on that. And I kind of had like this feeling that, I mean, a couple months ago that the schools might not be open in September. So I want to look into that again and see if anything has changed. Um, yeah. So that I wanted to look into that. And also, another thing, I had a dream a few nights ago where I was, I was levitating, and in my dream, I was afraid that I would hit the power lines. And in my dream, I did hit the power lines, and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get electrocuted. But nothing, obviously, like nothing happened in the dream, so it was like the power lines were dead. So I don't know, that was really strange. um and so I feel as though maybe that could be indicating that there could be a power line issue. And also I have been noticing that PSNG has been working on the power lines, and I don't know, I mean, I think they do this every year in the summertime. And I remember seeing them take one of the poles down, like the telephone poles. I don't know. It just could be me, or, you know, something could be happening. I don't know. So we'll take a look at that. So, and then the other thing is, the next thing is, oh, the migrants in New York City. Yeah, they're having a problem in New York City with illegal immigration. And I do have a clip that I want to play. I'm going to play that for you. But I just wanted to talk about like the whole history of New York City. And oh, this, by the way, this immigration problem is happening in different cities, because I was like reading the comments on TikTok and other people have been saying, oh yeah, it's happening in Massachusetts, it's happening in Toronto. So it's like pretty much happening like all over the world with this issue. And housing, they don't have housing for them. And basically Mayor Adams notified Washington D.C. and he didn't get a response, you know, crickets. So these people are like displaced. But I just a little history about New York City, if you were not aware, because you know I'm sure everybody's tuning in from other places, other parts of the country, other countries. In the 70s and 80s, see, there's like this cycle that goes on with New York City. And in the 70s and 80s, it was not a good place. I mean, people were getting mugged, you know, the subways were unsafe. I mean, it was awful. Okay. You did not want to go to New York City. You did not want to live in New York City. So they had this vigilante group. They were essentially like the superheroes of New York City, and they were called the Guardian Angels. And the head of the Guardian Angel group was Curtis Sliwa. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. So sorry if I mispronounced that. So he was like the head person of this group of the Guardian Angels. And I remember when I was a kid seeing him on the news all the time. So he ran for mayor and he lost to Eric Adams. So now Eric Adams is mayor and people are like in an uproar and they want him to resign. And it's just like people are in the streets protesting. It's like crazy. So, oh, and another thing I just wanted to throw in there about like the history of New York City. I just remember from my own personal experience, in the 90s, I mean, I used to go, I was like, I don't know, whatever, 18, 19. I used to go into New York City in the 90s and with my friends and, you know, go to like, I was like part of the club scene. I used to go to clubs, you know, everybody did, all my friends did, you know, we all did. We used to, it was fun. It was a fun place. And that was like during the Giuliani administration. So he was like in the process of like cleaning up New York City at that point. And I just remember, you know, how unpopular it was being from New Jersey and going into New York. And they're like, oh, you know, they refer to us, the New Yorkers, the native New Yorkers refer to us as bridge and tunnel people. we were like the rednecks, you know. So and now it's just so ironic that the New Yorkers are like flooding into New Jersey and they're like all about living in New Jersey. So that I find that ironic. And of course they're driving the housing prices up. But I think that's going to change. So yeah, so it's just, you know, just a little history of, you know, this area. But I'm sure like things like that are going on in other cities in the US or maybe even around the world. So yeah, so pretty much things are heating up in New York City and people are being called to stand up and own their power and say, hey guy, hit the road. We don't want you here. You stink. You suck. Go, get out, leave. You know, we want this guy, Curtis. Like, get Curtis in there. Get Giuliani back, you know? All right. So, yeah. So let me, you know what? I might as well just play the clip now. And I also wanted to show you before that, I wanted to show you the ephemeris. All right, so I'm gonna play the clip now. So let me just share my screen. And hold on, actually, let me just make sure the sound is there. The sound works. Share sound, okay. Yeah, okay.
Is the National Guard going to have to come in when you evict all the migrants? 5.3, 5.4 million people want your resignation on TikTok. Will you resign, Eric?
He's my mayor.
Okay. Say it.
He's my mayor.
And he's also giving you a paycheck, though, right? I'm just saying.
He's not giving me a paycheck.
I mean, you're.
No, I'm a volunteer.
Okay. Let's get. Sorry about that. My fault.
It's okay. It's my mayor.
Will you resign, Eric? We want your resignation, Eric. All right, they're attacking. They're trying to get at the mayor. Eric, New Yorkers want your resignation, Adams. People are tired of you, Eric. You betrayed New Yorkers, Eric Adams.
Like, they're gonna be walking through the streets with pitchforks soon.
On you, Eric.
It's no bueno.
You suck, Mayor. You suck.
All right. Yeah. So it's pretty much heating up. And I think it's probably heating up in other cities. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you was the ephemeris, right? I think that's it. All right, so let me share my screen again. All right, so this is August. So as you can see, okay, so this is the sun. This is Mercury. This is Venus. This is Mars. This is Saturn. This is Jupiter. This is Uranus. This is Neptune. And this is Pluto. So we have a lot of retrograde planets. It looks like Mercury is going to be retrograde on the 24th of August. And it looks like Venus is already retrograde. I don't want to get too much into this. So Jupiter is also retrograde in Pisces, and we have Neptune and Pluto that are retrograde. And it looks like Uranus is going to be retrograde on the 29th. So we have all these retrograde planets that are happening this month, besides the 2 full moons and the Lion Gates portal. So retrograde planets usually mean that, and you know, anyone correct me if I'm wrong, the planets are moving like slower, and I think going in like reverse somehow, but I don't know if it's actual. But it just means that we're going to revisit like past problems. So for example, you know, during let's say your Venus is retrograde, you know, you could have somebody coming in from, like, let's say a past lover, an old flame, things like that. Like when Mercury's retrograde, things go haywire. You know, your fax machine could not be working anymore, you know, like your computer might not be working, something, you know, like technical things that are technical. You might not get the information that you're supposed to get. They say you shouldn't sign contracts when Mercury's retrograde, or you shouldn't travel. But I think it also depends on if your Mercury's retrograde in your natal chart. So yeah. So because of all this stuff happening astrologically, it's, everything is just heating up, and it's just like exploding, and just collapsing, and people have had enough. Okay, so that I wanted to show you. The other thing, oh wait, I should have stayed in sharing my screen. The other thing, wait, you know what, let me just go here. All right, so the other thing I wanted to look at as well was the New Jersey Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver dying at 71. I'm just wondering if that's real, if that's for real, because like there's been so many celebrities dying, and people, politicians and all so forth. Like I'm just wondering if that's real. It's just very weird. All right, so let me stop sharing. And let's start with the first question. All right, so the first question shall be, what do we need to know about the hurricanes this month? Oh, and I forgot to mention, another question that I wanted to do was about the fake alien invasion. I wanted to cover that as well. And also the banks collapsing. Caroline Tales from the UK requested it just to see what I got, or what I'm, the cards have to say. All right, so let's first do about the hurricanes. All right, what do we need to know about? Will there be any hurricanes this month? Floods? What do we need to know about this moon? 29 degrees of Cancer. Do we need to prepare? And there's a lot of questions. I'm just trying to charge up the energy. Okay, so hurricanes. What do the cards have to say? Hurricanes, water. Ah, water did show up. So this card is telling me that we should definitely like stand our ground and possibly prepare. And I mean, this guy's like defending himself, so probably prepare, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, have your supplies ready, all that stuff, stock up a little bit, things like that. And there is a possibility that there could be people that are displaced. So this looks like, I mean, these people look like they have been like displaced from their home. So there is a possibility. And then this card is a water type of card, and moving out of troubled waters. So there is a possibility that there could be some hurricanes brewing, so there could be some things happening here. But overall, there's strength, there's courage, there's hope, there's assistance. And I also got an impression of of the military stepping in, the National Guard stepping in. Okay, so the next question is, all right, so I want to move into doing a question about the power grid. Okay, like, what can we expect? Will the power go out as a result of like hurricanes? Like, is this related? All right, so I got these two cards, so I'm going to focus on them first. It is, again, water. It is very possible, and this is like more of a dark card. I mean, there's darkness. I mean, like, right there, her eyes are covered. So it is very possible that, yeah, there are going to be power outages as a result of storms this month. But it's not like I like in certain spots, I don't see like it's going to be, like all over, like, all over the world, like everyone, I feel like it's going to be in certain towns, certain communities. I don't think it's going to be like everywhere. And it might not be all yeah, like all at once. Like it's going to be, kind of spotty. Um, but to me, this is what I'm getting, since these cards are, it's like the resources are there for help if people need the help. Like people are going to step in if that happens, in order to step in and help, because the resources are there. So basically, there's a preparation in place. There's something, that is already in place that to help. Okay, then the next question is, all right, so what do we need to know about if there's going to be a health crisis in September? What do we need to know about that? If there is going to be a health crisis. I mean, there might not be, maybe could be people that are on certain timelines. It might not happen on their timeline. Let's see. So health crisis, September. Let's see if we can get anything regarding that. Oh. I don't feel with these cards that it actually could flip. Like, I don't feel like it's going to be like COVID was. I don't think it's going to be like that. If it does happen, and these are major, this is a major arcana card. So it's probably might happen like slightly or mildly, but then it's going to flip. It's going to flip quickly. Hopefully. I hope so. But that's, I don't know, that's what it looks like. And then, you know, we have these cards. So major arcana cards here. And to me, again, I'm feeling like this is part of the plan. You know, this has to do with control. This has to do with legal stuff. But I get the feeling that if it does happen, it's going to be part of the movie, and it's going to be to do something else. Like maybe even arrest those people that work for the school district, you know, behind the scenes, and clear out whatever needs to be cleared out. You know, the minions that are still there. Okay, and then the next question is, will the public schools close in September? Fully close? Will the public schools in the United States and New Jersey, will they close? Huh. I feel I feel like they will. They might. They might close. Um, because this guy is like, you know, he's a warrior here, and this is, to me, this is Q, Mr. T, and this also represents children, but it also represents like financially, so they might close to reset things financially. So it kind of makes sense, because I feel like if things have been resetting with the banks, it's only going to trickle down to the educational system. So I feel as though, and I'm feeling it right here in my heart chakra, I feel as though if they do close, it's not going to be like how it was with COVID, like for the whole year and the kids were doing online schooling. So I don't think it's going to be like that. Like, I think it's, you know, I think it's going to be maybe for a month, or, you know, maybe 2 months at the most. You know, I don't think so. Like, it doesn't feel like for a long period of time. But it might catch people off guard, and that's what I'm sensing. Like, it will catch people off guard. All right, so the next question. All right, so the next question is going to be, will Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, like, what is going to happen here? This is a turning point. Is he going to step down? Is the mayor Eric Adams, is he going to step down? This is really like a turning point here. Yeah. He's going to try to hold on to his position for as long as he can. So ultimately, what is going to happen here? Well, the people are going to get their wish. It looks like he is going to step down. You know, this is like mono against mono. You know, like these people are against each other. And you know, it doesn't look very good for him. So it looks like, I mean, to me, these cards are saying he is going to step away. This guy, which this represents him, and somebody else is going to take his place. So there you go. Looks like he's going to step down and someone else is going to take place. And, you know, to me, this is more like a feminine energy. Like the feminine is going to be restored, you know, because you have these veterans out on the street, they're homeless, all these homeless people, you know, so she's going to step in and care for these people because this is the desire, the wish of the people that they are all taken care of and that justice is served. Okay, so next question. The fake alien invasion. What I wanted to say about this fake alien invasion is that what I've seen in the cards, like when the actual reveal comes, and I'm not just talking about the disclosure that, you know, they keep, you know, like the government keeps putting out, all that, whatever. When we have actual contact, I have seen somebody that is going to step forward and he looks like a commander. I would describe him as a commander. And somebody who I remember it was a page card that came out. I think it was like page of Pentacles. Well, he showed up as a page of Pentacles, but then he also showed up as a king, like a king of Pentacles. So to me, what that says is that this person that steps out will look maybe about 30 years old, but will actually be a king and will probably be hundreds of years old. This fair-skinned person, probably a Palladian, but that's who I saw. And I saw, you know, it was obvious, a male person, a commander, stepping out and saying, you know, and speaking with the people. And I also got that we will know he's telling the truth at that point. Everybody will know that he's telling the truth because we'll feel it here in our heart chakra, and nobody will have to question that he's lying or he's being dishonest. So that's what I got. So let's just see what comes in now. So fake alien invasion. Take all that stuff. So what we're seeing. Let's see what the cards have to say about that now. Oh, this card just flipped over. Two of Wands. So it's more of a breakthrough card. And yes, this is going to be seen. I think it's saying that, you know, this real disclosure is going to be seen throughout the world, and it probably won't happen until we get to the next, like we get to probably 5D, 45D. I don't know. It's like we're going to have to get to the next level for that to happen. All right, let's just see what the cards have to say about, and these just popped out. I just got cards that popped out. So there's definitely going to be a celebration when that happens. There could be a small percentage of people that will not believe it, that will be skeptical. But yeah, it's like huge celebrations, you know, huge breakthrough. We're going to be in the, at that point, we're going to be in the Nisara Jasara. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Anything else be revealed? Ooh. Now I'm seeing more people stepping forward. Wow, I'm seeing this, a woman stepping forward here. And again, she's being represented. She's actually being represented as a warrior. This is like my warrior card. But also very healing. It's like her words are healing at the same time. So there's, now they want to say that there's going to be a woman stepping forward as well. Interesting. I didn't get that before. Wow. And actually, this woman is, I'm getting this woman is somebody that we all know. Like she actually could be like a famous person. Um, but actually disguised as a human. That's really interesting. And also high ranking. She's also high ranking. Like she could be a captain. I don't know. I don't even know the ranks. I'm not familiar. Lieutenant, captain. I don't know. But she is high ranking in the, Galactic Federation. That's really interesting. But we have to wait until we get to a certain level and move out of the negativity, until we get to a certain level for all this stuff to be revealed. Okay, so next question. The banking system. All right, so I know Caroline got that the banking system was going to collapse. I mean, it has been collapsing. But like, I guess fully collapsed between the 11th and the 18th of August. So I'm just curious to see what we get on that. Like, if that's the case, is it going to be this month? Where do we stand with that? All right. I would take this as a yes. Okay, so this is the past. Things going on behind the scenes. The outcome is abundance, but at the same time, have some patience. And we have deals that are being made in the past, like the bigger banks absorbing the smaller banks, things like that. Two systems operating at once. And there's also, we have the Magician and we have the Lover. So these are major arcana cards. So to me, yeah, there is a strong possibility that this month we're going to see something. We're definitely going to see something. And these cards are not aspected badly. They're pretty well aspected. So I don't think this is more represents power to me. So people taking back their power, standing in their own power, commanding things, being at the forefront, and also on a higher consciousness, on a higher level, just realizing that money isn't everything, because there's love, and raising the consciousness. That's what it really is all about. It's not really about the money or power. It's about raising the consciousness and humans taking back their own power and saying no. Okay. And the last question is the lieutenant. What's the deal with this lieutenant governor dying at 71? Like, is it true that she passed? I think it's kind of a weird story. And 71, I wonder if there's any significance to 71, because it's a 7. 7 is Q. 7 and 1 is 8. So what is the deal? this is really weird because when I did the cards on my own, I didn't get that she passed. But now that I'm doing the cards on camera, I'm getting, see, this is somebody that has like good intentions and is independent. Okay, so it's like her thoughts, her ideas are independent and is outspoken and speaks the truth and integral. But then I have, and that's the present. So I have the past, which is the moon, and usually a moon indicates that they passed. And we have 10, which is an ending, but it's not like a bad card. It's not like, the 10 of swords, which would be a painful ending. And then we have stress, which is the atmosphere, and a new direction. So what this is, see, when I did the cards first on this question, it didn't look like she passed. But what I don't think that she passed, but the universe is trying to cover her and saying that she did pass. But she's under like stress right now. So I think the universe is just covering her. And I remember Janine saying that with the cards, sometimes the universe does cover you. So very interesting. All right, so that concludes my questions for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. Love and light.